Hello and welcome once again. Thanks for joining the New Computing and Mobile Enhancements podcast. I'm Chris Roderick from the National Training Team for NCME Products, and I'm really excited to introduce our guests today. Silviu Moreau and Sean Park are both product managers at Samsung Electronics covering wearables. Silviu, Sean, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Chris.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Galaxy Watch 3. So first thing I noticed when I got it in my hot little hands is we decided to go with this really nice leather band this time. What influenced that decision?
Yeah, so Galaxy Watch 3 is basically the latest iteration of our Galaxy Watch line. And as you've seen in the past, the Galaxy Watch has always been this expression of a smartwatch, but keeping the traditional watch look and feel, right? So in the past and also with this watch, we have worked with traditional watch designers, so folks that design for the biggest watchmakers in Switzerland. So they've been assisting us in refining, the finishes and the design for the Galaxy Watch 3. So part of that refinement is the band, right? So that's an integral part of the watch. So the decision was made to go with a traditional leather band for this watch because it matches very well not only the design, which is very sophisticated, but also it matches kind of the customer segment that we're speaking to.
Neat. No, it does look really.
And by the way, I mean, we do have this leather band, but also this watch, as with all the other watches that we have built, they do have exchangeable bands. So, if anybody wants to change the band, we have very easy to access pins on the back. You don't need to take it to a shop to change the band. You can change it to a fluoroelastomer band or a different color. We're offering a number of options, or people can buy these bands from a third party. The Galaxy Watch 3, the large works with a 22 millimeter standard watch band, and the small works with a 20 millimeter standard watch band.
Neat. So our customers can truly make it their own, not just on the watch face, but with any standard 22 or 20 millimeter band. That's really cool. So let's talk about some of the health metrics that the Galaxy Watch 3 can measure at this point. Can you speak to those a little bit for us, please?
Sure. We introduced a number of metrics since we launched the device. So on the fitness side, we introduced a new running coach. And part of that running coach, part of the analysis that you can do, post-run analysis, is a metric called VO2 max. And what VO2 max is basically, it measures the amount of oxygen that your body can consume at your maximum heart rate, right? So the idea here is, the more oxygen you can consume and process through your body at your maximum heart rate, the better the performance that you're going to get. So, as you're training for, whatever goals you have, you can see how you're progressing using this VO2 max metric. There are a few other metrics that are available to the users for the post-run analysis, for the folks that engage in these activities. So you can look at the symmetry of the body. Are you running lopsided, or is your body aligned? You're looking at your body motion, your undulation, right? So are you hopping a lot up and down, or is your running flat? And the idea is to give you the ability to look at, asymmetry, the regularity, the stiffness of the body, the flight time, how long are you actually in flight before your foot touches the ground, and the contact time, and you can look at these metrics and improve to either run faster or run the same time but more efficiently. It's up to you how you want to improve your running and what your goals are.
Neat. And that is absolutely important. I personally have trained for marathons in the past, and I remember briefly had a running coach, and good form running is very important. And it's really cool that this not only helps with that, but also shows you your VO2 max progress as you get better and better and faster and faster. So very cool. Let's talk about another feature really quick that's kind of in that pantheon of health, and that is fall detection. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so this device has a new accelerometer. So basically, the capability of the accelerometer to measure movement and classify movement is allowing us to do this fall detection. So basically, the G loads that you can measure are much higher than our previous sensor, right? So previous sensor was about 18 G. This goes up to about 32 Gs. The other thing is that sampling rate is faster, right? So that allows you to characterize very fast motion a lot more accurately. So basically, this is an algorithm that runs in the background, and it requires some prior movement, right? So if you're just still, the device may not be able to decide if it was a fall or not. But if you're moving and if you're engaged in exercise, you're running, things like that, then this algorithm is going to be a lot more precise in determining that you had a fall. And then what it can do automatically, for example, if you're incapacitated after the fall, it can send a message directly to your contacts. So you have up to 4 contacts that you can set. The message is going to go out to these contacts. You can either have a message or have a call that automatically goes out. There is a delay period, built in so that it gives you the opportunity to cancel this call if you consider you don't need to reach out to somebody. But in the case where incapacitated or blacked out, that call is going to go out automatically.
Neat. That's really huge for a lot of people. I think that's a great feature to include. Now, speaking of algorithms, we also in the past have used algorithms to calculate things like sleep score and stress level. Can you speak a little bit more to how, like, say, sleep score works? Because I have a few friends that use it. I use it. I think it's really cool to determine the quality of sleep I'm getting. But honestly, how does something on my wrist do that?
Yeah. So it's using, it's actually a really, really useful feature. And we had sleep analysis for a while in our devices. The battery life allowed us to have the ability for users to try this feature not only on Watch 3, but also on Active 2 and devices even prior to that. But what we have done, we have improved with every iteration, we have improved how the device works, how the device recognizes sleep. And again, it's not something that you have to manually engage. It's tracked automatically. So basically, the way it happens, the watch is looking at movement and it's looking at heart rate to determine, if you're in a kind of a sleep mode. So then it looks at your metrics, for movement, and it's analyzing those. It's using proprietary algorithms to come up with a sleep score. So there are 4 metrics, that we're tracking. It's your, light sleep, deep sleep, REM cycle, and awake time. So it's very interesting because I use it pretty often, and it works very, very well. I was surprised because it's not only looking at it's not looking necessarily at time of day to say, okay, so it's 10 p.m. So probably the person is sleeping. But even if you take a nap during the day, it registers that as well. So it's very well thought algorithm. So now having those metrics, it gives you an idea about your sleep patterns, right? And you have a historical view. You can go into Samsung Health and look every time that you measured your sleep. You can go in and click on those days and look at those metrics, look at the score. But we also have partnered with the National Sleep Foundation, so you can get some pointers on how you could improve some of these metrics.
Neat. Now, in the same token as the sleep score, is the stress level kind of a similar algorithm, so to speak, in terms of detecting your stress? How does it know when you're stressed? That's something that's been very interesting to me.
Yeah, so it's also using the heart rate sensor, and it's looking at your heart rate. So when you're having, for example, continuous HR measurement, heart rate measurement, the watch kind of knows what's your normal rhythm, and it's looking at your activity as well, right? And it can determine if your heart rhythm changes from your normal rest. And for example, all of a sudden your heart rate goes up, but you're not making any sudden movement, or you're not engaged in an activity. So there's this determination that something is causing stress, and it may not be physical stress. It could be, this condition could be triggered by, things that you're worried about. Maybe you're panicked about something. So it senses that change in your heart rate. And it's registering it based on the amount of change. It's registering it as amount of change in your stress, and then to kind of calm you down. It's very good that you have the notification and you have the awareness that this is happening to you. But the neat part is that you can do something about it. So we have a couple of things that we can help with. So one is a breathing exercise, which is actually available right when you do the stress measurement, right? It's on the same screen. So if you click that button, basically the watch is guiding you through a breathing exercise. And that's all personalized. You can change the duration, you can change the repetitions, you can change, the inhale and exhale periods. So it's fully customizable. And the idea here is to kind of bring you back to center, right? Yeah. The other option that's available to the user is the ability to go into Samsung Health. We have a partnership with Calm. So for those that know about Calm, this is one of the leading applications that is used by many of our customers to do exactly the same thing, to relax. And with Calm, you have more options, whether it's a video, images, or backgrounds, white noises. So you have a number of options that you can use to bring your stress down.
Neat. So shifting gears a little bit, Silvio and Sean, and Sean, I was talking with you a little bit about this before we went live, but I was telling Sean, I opened Galaxy Watch Studio, downloaded it and set it up and started working on building a watch face. And I was really amazed at how intuitive it was. Silvio, have you gotten a chance to play around with that program at all?
A little bit. It's been a while, but yeah, it's very intuitive. I don't know, Sean, if you want to comment, if you played with it a little bit.
No, I plan on working on it very soon. I just didn't get a chance to just yet.
Yeah, but the idea here, the idea here is for the users to have a way to customize their watch face, right? And there are a couple of things that they can do. One, it's very easy. It's basically taking a picture of your outfit and there's a watch face that's going to be available to you that's very much in tune with your colors and maybe even some of the patterns, right? The other option, which is a little bit more complex, is for the users to create their own watch face that they can add to the portfolio. And by the way, we have over 50,000 different watch faces. They're available on the Galaxy app store for people to download and use. Some are free, some are paid. But it's a tremendous capability that this watch has for personalization, and that was the idea. This is a watch that you can make your own. You can change the band, you can change the watch face. It's all up to you, and it can be done very easy. And that was the whole idea about offering this level of customization to the users. And by the way, if there's a watch face that you see on, that some of your friends have and they want to use it, there's a very easy way to share a watch face with a friend. And basically it sends you the link where you can go and download it. You don't need to go and find it in the Galaxy App Store. So, so customization, very important.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you how many times, especially when I'm at meetings and everybody's got their Galaxy wearables on, it's like, whoa, where did you get that watch face? And that's really cool. You can send a link. I like that. So I'm running out of time, but I have one final question for you before we wrap up. And that is any other kind of cool tips or insights about the Galaxy Watch 3 you can share with the field team at this point?
Yeah, so besides the customization and the really cool design of the watch, I wanted to talk a little bit about another metric that we introduced right after launch, which is SpO2, right? So SpO2 is basically measuring how well your respiratory system is transferring the oxygen to your bloodstream. So it's one of those devices that you first get attached to when you go to a hospital. They put it on your fingertip, and basically it tells them how well your body is oxygenated. So it's a measurement that users can do on demand these days, and it's something that we wanted to provide to consumers and make sure that that's available to them. Because with we're going into the flu season and COVID, it gives you another way to kind of check how you're doing, and even when you're working out, it's not a measurement that necessarily you're doing during your workout. It's a measurement that because you want to do it when you're at rest, and it's a measurement that usually it's done when you're in a steady state, right? Not when you're, because when you're working out, maybe you need more oxygen, so you're breathing a lot heavier. So it's not representative on how your body's working long term, right? But it's a metric that it's going to be very useful, and both VO2 max and SpO2 are fairly new to the public, but I think awareness is going to increase, and we're going to continue to provide new ways for people to manage and maintain their health. And then the other item that I wanted to point out too, we have the ability to look at through Samsung Health, look at a number of videos and training regimens. They're available under the Discover tab on Samsung Health. And if you have a Samsung TV, you can broadcast that to the TV and follow the trainer. And also the watch is going to be able to connect to your TV and show you your heart rate, and so you can see if you're in the range that you need to be in. So overall, very, very interesting and new capabilities of the watch that we're very, very proud of.
Yeah, no, that really is cool. The ability to select some of these workout videos and to see your heart rate on your television. Yeah, it's really, really cool, not just from the wearable standpoint, but from the ecosystem standpoint. So, gentlemen, I really appreciate your time today, and I learned a lot personally, and I want to thank you on behalf of myself and the field team for taking the time to share some of these insights with us today. Thank you so much.
Sure, my pleasure.
So there you have it. On behalf of the NCME training team, I'm Chris Roderick. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.